Welcome to another episode of Teach Me EGD. Today we're going to be doing page 15 and 16 of the JPEGD workbook. Now, if we start, let's begin. Starting on the extreme left of the page. There's three examples or three questions rather that we need to go through. But one on the left says the following: construct a perpendicular bisector for the given line xy. Now, perpendicular bisector means that a line that's perpendicular to the one that's drawn, not parallel. Okay, so it's a 90-degree line. Bisecting, that means dividing this line or cutting it directly in half to make two equal parts. Bisect. Okay, so it's two equal parts for the given line xy. This is the given line xy. So it's very, very simple. This is a basic construction method which you must know all the way to grade 12 through to matric. Okay, this is something you need to know and remember and know when to use as well, when to apply. So this is what you do. You take a compass. This is the measurement of the line. Okay, so I don't know the length of this line. Could be 30 mils, 40 mils, 50 mils. I don't know. I'm going to measure roughly halfway of the line. Okay, I'm going to move my compass so that it's more than halfway. Okay, so that's roughly halfway and I'm measuring more than halfway. Then I'm going to scribe an arc from placing my compass on one side. On X, I'm going to scribe an arc. Okay, now the measurement is more than halfway. That's what the measurement is. Then I'm going to place my compass now on Y, point Y, and then scribe an arc with the same radius that I used to scribe an arc from X. Okay, now those two arcs intersect at a given point, two given points, and I'm going to draw a line going straight through those given points in solid, not in construction. This line is a perpendicular bisector. This is how we bisect. In other words, if I had to write this down, this is how we bisect a line. So whenever I refer to bisecting a line, or anyone refers to bisecting a line, this is the methodology behind it. Bisect the given line xy. It's the exact same thing we did here. It's just phrased differently. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to place my compass on point Y. This is roughly halfway. I'm going to measure more than halfway. Scribe an arc, but now I'm not scribing an entire arc. As you can see, I only scribe the top and the bottom. Okay, then we draw a line going straight through those 2 points in solid. That is the line bisected. Okay, now it says construct a line 25 millimeters away and parallel to the given lines MN. Okay, so the line must be 25 millimeters away from these two lines and it must be parallel. Okay, so these deal with perpendicular lines, these two deal with parallel, they're opposite. Okay, parallel means in the direction of that line. Okay, how do we do that? Firstly, measure 25 millimeters. Okay, now you put your compass on anywhere on this point, on this line. I'm placing my compass here. I'm scribing an arc. Then I'm going to place my compass towards the right of this line. And I'm going to scribe another arc. Okay, now you need to draw a line tangential. So put your t-square or your set square. Okay, for the sake of this drawing, I'm not going to use my t-square. I'm going to place my set square on the outermost tip of my circle. And I'm going to draw a line and darken it. Okay, so now this line is parallel to the given lines MN. And it's 25 mils away. Okay, if you had to measure this, this is 25 mils. Okay, this would be a perpendicular line. So this is the answer. That's what they want. Do the same thing here. Take your compass, put your compass here, scribe an arc. Okay, put your compass more towards the right, scribe an arc. So you'll get those 2 points. From there, go to the outermost tip of those 2 points and you draw a straight line. Okay. Now let's do the next one. Let's flip this page over. These are parallel lines, these are perpendicular lines. Okay, this is how you bisect a line. This is how you draw a parallel line. Okay, let's flip the page over. Okay, now it says divide the given line xy into 4 equal parts. Now this is a construction method you need to know. Right up till matric we use this method, and it's very important. It's something you should not forget at all. Okay, so I need you to draw a line here at any angle. Okay, it's not 30 degrees, it's not 60, it's not 45, it's at any angle. Okay, you could use a 30-degree angle if you want. I just drew a line in construction. I know it's a little dark, believe me, it's in construction. Now they want you to divide this line into 4 equal parts. So now what I want you to do is measure 10 millimeters with your compass. Okay, measure 10 millimeters with your compass. Now I want you to place your compass on where the line that you drew starts, and I want you to draw increments of 10 mils 4 times. So make a dash there with your compass, strike an arc, put your compass on the new point, strike an arc, put your compass on the new point, strike an arc. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 arcs in essence. Okay, now here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4. Now at the 4th one, I want you to join a line from the 4th one to point Y. Okay, now we're making an Adidas sign. That's what we're doing in essence. Now I want you to take the next step. You're going to take 2 set squares. Take both your set squares. You're going to place one set square on the other, and you're going to line it. You're going to line it up with the angle of the line that you just drew from Y to point 4. Okay, make sure it's perfectly aligned. Now you're going to take your palm, rest it on the bottom set square so you can move the top set square back and forth. Okay, as you can see, make sure it's in line with that. Now you're going to move the set square, so you're replicating the angle that you just measured, and you're going to draw another construction line at each of those increments. Okay, there's 4 of them. Okay, Adidas, there we go. All right, so now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've successfully divided this line into 4 equal parts without measuring. Okay, you can measure, but you will not get marks for measuring. You will not. Okay, so if there's 5 or 6 marks, 6, 7, 8, 5 or 6 marks allocated for this question, you're not going to get marks for construction. This question is based on the construction methods. Okay, so it's part of the section of construction. So if you just measure this line and get 40 mils and then say 40 divided by 4 is 10, so I'm going to just measure 10. There's no construction method there. So make sure you use the construction method that is given to you, okay, or provided. This is the one we use. Okay, you can call it the Adidas method. Divide the given line into 6 equal parts. So now we had 4, now we've got 6. So remember, first things first, draw a line at any angle, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to use your increments of 10 millimeters, which is what I've measured with my compass. Okay, you need 6 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more. 6. I'm just going to write it down so you guys know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, At the sixth one, you want to now draw a line to join the sixth point to point Y. Okay, now listen, if you started this line on that side, on Y, and went this way, that would be okay. It's the same. You get the same result. Okay, use your two set squares, find the angle as such, put your palm down on the one. Okay, just put my t square. There we go. Alright, let's do the last one. Divide the given line into 12 parts. Okay, so this is a little more interesting now. Now what I want you guys to do is, we're not using 10 millimeters anymore. We're going to use 5 millimeters. Okay, but for the sake of the accuracy, I'm going to use my set square, not my compass. So instead of measuring 10 mils until we get to 12, which is going to go off the page, I'm going to measure 5 increments of 5 millimeters. Okay, so on my set square I'll stop at 6, 7. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 12. Okay, why 12? Because they want 12 equal parts. That's the key word, 12. All right, so I draw my line, put my two set squares together, make sure that it's at an angle, put my palm down on the bottom set square while maneuvering the top set square. Okay, there we go. We've successfully divided the line into 12 equal parts. This is how we divide a line. Okay, so this is not bisect a line. This is divide a line. Okay, let's go to the next page. So I want to do page 19 and 20 next. Okay, page 19 and 20. Okay, I'm gonna need a protractor, which I have somewhere. I'm gonna use a bit of YouTube magic to make it appear and disappear. Okay, construct a regular hexagon. I'm sorry, not right. Construct a regular hexagon for the given sides. Now, there are two methods we can use to construct a hexagon. This one requires us to use a set square. Okay, in the next adaptation, or maybe I'll do it just now, I'm going to show you how to construct a hexagon using a compass and no set squares. Okay, so you'll use a compass and perhaps a ruler to draw, but you're not going to use a set square and an angle. Okay, now for a hexagon you need this set square, 3060. Okay, they've given us starting points, as you can see. So this is what we do. You place it, this is the angle. So firstly find the angle that's given to you. Okay, now once you found the angle, which is in this case 30 degrees, I want you to flip it over. And then from the bottom, you're going to draw that same angle of 30 degrees in construction, as you can see. Okay, now bring your t-square down, draw a line going across, as such. So now it meets, or rather intersects at that point, right? Now we're gonna, the same angle you used here, you're gonna slide it over to the left point, and you're going to draw a line. This is also a 30-degree line. I'm going to flip this over 30 degrees again. I'm going to draw another line going diagonal. So these are diagonal lines. Okay, then now I'm going to use a right angle, 90 degrees, draw a line going up, draw a line going up. Okay, as you can see. Now go back to 30 degrees, take it to the left, draw a line going this way, flip him over, draw a line going that way. There we go. This now is my hexagon formed, but I'm not done there. This has been drawn in construction. If I want to get the full marks, I need to highlight, outline. Okay, so I'm just going over the lines that I've drawn one more time. That's how I outline. Okay, let's do the one at the bottom. So the difference now with this one at the bottom, the example at the bottom, is just the orientation. So basically this has been rotated, so it's flat. So one of the sides is flat on this plane. Okay, that's the only difference. Okay, so from here, now we're going to use 60 degrees. So whereas we used 30 degrees previously, now we're going to use 60 degrees. Why 60? Why not 30? Well, because it's orientated to its side. It's orientated to its side. All right. So I'm using 60 degrees. Okay, so 60 degrees, 60 degrees, flip him over, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. Right. Now I'm going to go to the center and draw a line that is horizontal using my ruler, T-square. Okay. Now the same 60 degrees we used, I'm going to place this angle here, moves to the extreme left. Okay, so this is all 60. I'm not using 30 at all. This is just 60 degrees. Now flip him over one more time, draw a line this way. Okay, last thing to do, straight line at the top. Are we done there? No, sir. Okay, there we go. So that is your hexagon, both drawn. Okay, if you want, you can add one more construction line going down the center. All right, let's do it now again. But now they want it. Okay, so it's the same thing. I draw a regular hexagon, but now these are different angles that they're showing. Okay, so I'm not going to explain here, but we're going to employ the same methods that we used: 60 degrees and 30 degrees. So for the top it's 30, and for the bottom I'm going to use 60. Just to speed things up, I'm going to draw in solid certain aspects. Thank you for watching another episode of Teach Me Each Day with your host. Tune in to the next one. I'm going to be going through the pentagon, how to draw a pentagon, what tools you're going to need to draw a pentagon, and also we're going to cover page 10 and 11. Thanks for watching.